Hello everyone. Real quick I will say that this video was indeed inspired by Nico Nexus. I know he's more popular than me, but I wanted to spread the word anyway. So yes, I will be telling you why you should join Team Comedy in the upcoming festival. It is 12:58 as I'm recording this, so I do not have much time. Also apologies if you hear any background noise, there's not a whole lot I can do about that. I want to get two side notes out of the way. First of all, my favorite color is blue. Team Tragedy has a very nice blue going on, but despite that, I'm still joining Team Comedy, so no, blue being your favorite color does not mean you have to join Team Tragedy. Second of all, I like tragic music. The bands shown here tend to have tragic lyrics and instrumentation. Bring Horizon is a little weird since the recent album was more pop punk, but I just wanted to pick out a few good examples of bands that have tragic lyrics and instrumentation, meaning that the songs are like instrumentally dark, you know, not really upbeat or anything. With that out of the way, I'll get into my first point for Team Comedy. Vlog is dripped out. Yes, Nico did bring this point up, but I just wanted to talk about it myself. I do like the golden mask he has going on here. It's very cool. He has this nice warm color palette, you know, with these reds and yellows. They all come together very nicely. He has a crown with a gemstone in it. That's just cool. I don't have to say a whole lot about that. I like this big old jester hat he has going on here. Seems very fun. And he has a cute little face. I mean, look at him. He's so happy. Now, my next point will actually be a little controversial. So, I understand some people may see this as an upside, some people may see this as a downside, but I wish to get it out of the way. And trust me, I have more points after this, so if you don't agree with it, that's fine. There's still more reasons why you should join. Silly! Yes, Team Comedy's silly, come on. I did make this quick illustration in MS Paint, just to give an example of what I'm talking about. Yeah. So my next point sorry, my next point is that these exist. I just got them off of Google Images. I just love these a whole lot. These memes about like tropes in media are just the funniest thing ever. Alright. My next point is wizards with guns. I don't think I have to elaborate too much on that. And so my upcoming points will be more about tragedy than comedy. So tragedy's overdramatic, right? Now, the thing about tragedy is it wants to immerse you, it wants to really feel for these characters, right? But how do I take Romeo seriously when he assumes Juliet is dead and then fucking kills himself? I'm sorry, it just seems like a bit of an overreaction, in my opinion. I really don't know why he would do that. But that's too much. It's hard to take it seriously. My next point is that if I wanted to see tragedy, I would just check the news. Now, as it would be distasteful to specifically reference anything, I am not going to do that. But this isn't about present events specifically. You know, this is because obviously bad things going on in the world isn't just a recent thing. This has always been going on and the news has always been reporting on it. So no matter what time period it is, if I really wanted to see tragedy, I would just turn on the telly. Well, there's comedy on the television too. I mean, I would go to the news channel, but they just talk about what's going on. If I really want to see tragedy. And so now you might be thinking, oh, well, that's real life tragedy. I can cope with that using fictional tragedy. Comedy works for that too. Now, this isn't really saying that either is better than the other. Like, you see, Dom does not have the big red X over him. But this is more so to even it out, you know? No team is better than the other when it comes to providing relief from real-world tragedy. Both comedy and tragedy help to do that. Now, my next points are going to be about the tragedy player base. I understand if you don't really agree with these, or if you think these don't really influence your opinion. You know, I can say as a furry, the community is full of questionable individuals, and yet I still remain because I like the funny animals. So if these don't influence you, that's fine, that's understandable. With that out of the way, tragedy players are pretentious. They self-glaze the hell out of themselves. As one might say, it's low-key crazy how massive the self-glazing is. And it's because they like darker media. They think they're mature, they think they're intellectually superior. And this problem will only get worse if they win. If they win the festival, we'll have these people walking around with bigger egos than before. It'll be about the size of the Empire State Building, possibly surpassing it. And my next point about tragedy players is that, well, I'm not sure this is the correct term. I would call them edgelords. Now, what do I mean by edgelord in this scenario? Well, you can see the examples here. I hope they help out. That's Slim Shady specifically, not Eminem. Specifically Slim Shady. So they're like, oh look, they would say, oh look at me, I like angst, I'm twisted, I'm messed up, I'm sick in the head, I'm a twisted freaking psychopath. No, you're not. Look, if you are really mentally ill, which I do not doubt that at all because you're a Phighting fan, but if they are mentally ill, then it's not because they like darker media, or liking darker media isn't a sign of being mentally ill. You know, it's just, you're not that guy. Now, my last point is actually going back to a reason why comedy is good, but I want to save for last because I think it's a good point. Look at this drawing I made. So you see he's like juggling, and one of the balls is the O in the join, and I think that's awesome. And I really like the closing folds here too. I think I did a good job. Anyway, those are all of my points. What I want you to take away from this is that you should join Team Comedy and help us win. Let's give Team Tragedy something to cry about. Alright, goodbye.